Hi guys, and welcome to my 5 recommended holiday reads. And so these are books that I have read, except for one of them, that I would recommend to read over the holidays. And these aren't my winter theme reads, but most of these books do take a little bit more like capacity and like wherewithal, I guess. So they're like kind of harder to read reads, I would say, because you have a little bit more space in your head during the holidays because you have the time off and you're not working, and yeah, you're baking cookies and drinking hot chocolate, hopefully, and eating peppermint candies. But yeah, some of these reads are a little bit longer. Some of them are still light. I had to include those. The one read I wanted to include, but I cannot find it anywhere, so we're just going to leave it off the list. What we're going to say is The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I have a little red leather copy. I don't know where it is. I'm like looking around, sorry for it. But I looked everywhere for it. I don't know what my kids did with it. But yeah, it should just be read every Christmas. But I'll do a different set of top 5 for you guys. The first book I'm going to go with is a twofer, and I'm going to go with Fredrik Backman's Beartown and Us Against You. This is very cold. It's a harder book to read, like emotionally. There's a lot going on, but there's some like kind of bad people in these, but he writes people so you always kind of understand them. At least you understand them, or you love most of the characters, even ones that are supposed to be bad, or at least you understand them. So this is like about a hockey town where the whole town revolves around hockey, and it covers up a rape of a young girl, so that's what this one is about. And this one is like afterwards, like what happens to the kids on the hockey team, what happens to the young girl victim, what happens to the coaches, just everything. Absolutely love Fredrik Backman, one of my favorite authors of all time. And yeah, these two, if you have the time to sit down and delve into an emotional read and you haven't gotten to these yet, I would highly, highly suggest these. So my next pick would be One Day in December, just because it's a holiday romance themed book. And it's based on December, and it's one of those one-day books, and it's a romance book where one day a year the couple meets up. And then this one tells a bit of a different story. Like it's like a guy and a girl see each other and they have that first initial moment, but they never speak to each other. And then a year later, he ends up on her doorstep dating her best friend and roommate. And that's how the story starts out. It's a really fun book. I don't think you need to read it in December, but it seemed holiday-ish, and it was one of the more recent holiday reads I've read that I really liked. It's romantic, so if you're looking for a romance read, this is my number 2 pick. My number 3 pick, I'm going to say, is The Simple Wild, which is also a romantic pick because if you watch me on YouTube, I read a lot of romance. So The Simple Wild is by K.A. Tucker. This tells a story. It is not holiday theme-ish at all, but it is freezing the entire time in the book. To me, it is. Like the trailer at one point, like the pipes like burst and like freeze the whole trailer, and it's very cold. And it's very cold the whole time, but it's about like a desolate community more where they have, what are those planes called? The guys, they like fly out of it and they help all the communities around them. I forgot what those plane jumper people are called. There's a specific name. Bush plane pilots. Bush plane, is that it? I think that was it. Yeah, so it's about a guy and an older man who run this, and then the young girl comes because the guy that runs it is her father, and she hasn't seen him like her entire life, not since she was very, very little, and he has gotten sick. So she comes to like see him for her own peace of mind, not for his really, and to see what's happening with his illness. And yeah, a romance does ensue. It's really fun. I really like it, but I would suggest reading it this year. I think this one made the list is because the next book is coming out next year. So if you read this over the holiday season, you'll have another book in the series to come out with, and it is based on the same 2 key players who were in the original book. So that's really exciting. Yeah, and I really like her writing. And yeah. And I really like her writing, so I'm really excited for that one. That's one of the best romance ones I'm excited for next year. The next one, before we get to the one I haven't read, is Kristen Hanna's Great Alone. So I read this one this year, and I have literally talked about it all year. But it is another book, very holiday-ish themed because it is freezing. It reminds me of winter. It is so cold in this book. It is also an Alaska-based book. Beartown was not Alaska-based, at least. But this one is also an Alaska-based book. It is called A Lot. It's all about the survivalist, but it's about a young girl whose family in the 70s, post-Vietnam, her dad is suffering from PTSD and alcoholism and some other issues. They travel up there to a very, very remote town, where there's only a handful of people to help them during the winter months, and it all is about surviving, and it brings you back to like the 1800s. And I love this book, though. It's one of my favorites of the year, so be looking out for it. I absolutely loved it, so you haven't got around to it. If you liked Christina's Nightingale, definitely read this one. This one also came out in 2018 as well, which I think Us Against You did, or maybe it came out, yeah, Us Against You came out in 2018. And then the last one I am going to be reading for the holiday season, and it is going to be Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. I've read like all of John Green books, and I got this one such a long time ago, and it was holiday themed, so I was like, I'll read it during the holidays, and I never got around to it. Well, now the TV series, I think, is out, or the book, or the movie or the TV series. Let me know which one it is. Anyways, I want to watch it, but I always, typically, sorry, there's pounding if you can hear that. I always read them before. So yes, this is going to be my holiday theme choice this year because I want to watch the TV or movie series, which I just watched Looking for Alaska, and I didn't love Looking for Alaska. It was a really, really well done, solid read. I didn't love it, but I really did like the TV series. So, and I love John Green's Fault in Our Stars, and I watched and read Paper Towns as well. So yeah, just keep it on the theme. I'm not sure what this one is about, but it's all Time to Storm on Christmas Eve is the title on the back, and I'm excited for it. I think it's like 3 stories in one. Yeah, 3 holiday romances. That's like perfect for me. That's the best. So I hope you guys liked my 5 holiday recommended reads. By the way, I am doing 12 days of Bookmas, and that'll be coming up, and during that, I'm also going to give wintertime reads. So if you want some more chilly reads, that'll be coming up as well in December. But I will see you guys in the next time. See you guys next time. Bye!